Hi and welcome to another episode of Around the World in 8 minutes. Please like and comment all and gain more traction and get to a wider audience. So add any comments, any feedback on here. Let us know you want us to travel in the world. Let us know what drinks you want to learn, and we'll look after you in that respect. We'll try and get to those places, and we'll try and bring some new drinks to this show, so you guys can use up the spirits in your cabinet and gain some extra knowledge and have some fun at the same time. Today we've got Elise from Seattle, so more about her in a bit. But for the time being, let's make some drinks. If it is Christmas Day, for example, you might have a bottle of champagne or maybe Prosecco. So I'm using Prosecco for this today, but absolutely use champagne if you've got it available. So it's simple. It's really, really simple. In fact, all it is 2 ingredients. One of them in one drink is orange juice. I'm just going to splash a bit in there, not too much. I want to be able to taste the fizz. I'm going to put that to one side, and the other one is creme de cassis. It's a blackberry liqueur, or blackcurrant liqueur even. There we go. So you can use something similar. You can use a Chambord, that's like a blackberry liqueur. But basically you want about 25 ml in the bottom, and then all you're going to do is top it with fizz. So you might have some bartenders in bars that lay it on top, so the orange juice or the liqueur stays in the bottom. That would have to be served with a stirrer, because obviously you don't want to drink it like that. And there we have it. You can garnish it with a piece of fruit. I probably wouldn't really garnish this one here. The Bucks Fizz or Mimosa, essentially the same thing, just orange juice and champagne. This is a Kir Royal. You can garnish it with some berries, maybe a strawberry on the sides, a blackberry, blackcurrant, whatever really, just to make it look pretty. But that is essentially 2 drinks. It's so easy. And if you do get a little bit bored of fizz, just drinking, Prosecco all night or whatever it is, add a little bit of spice to it. Add another ingredient. It can be anything really. Just a liqueur that's 25 ml, because you don't want it to be like rocket fuel. A fruity liqueur will waken up and liven up any glass of Prosecco, or even if waking up your orange juice in the morning with some Prosecco. So there we have it. 2 really easy drinks, or a Bucks Fizz and a Kir Royal. Done. Easy. Right, next up we have our guest in Seattle. I'm going to introduce her in the next bit. Roll VT. So here we have Belinda from the Happy Camper Cocktail Company in Seattle. Belinda, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm exhausted. It's our second weekend having our brick and mortar open, but I'm also really energized at economy. It's a weird thing going on.
So yeah, I originally found you on Instagram through your Happy Camper Cocktails, which is events like we do, I guess, in some sort of camper van. Tell us a bit about that first of all.
Yeah, we are, since 2016, we've been Seattle's premier mobile bar company. So we do events, whether they're just with our wooden satellite bars, or the thing that kind of got us our following and our reputation is our camper bar, which we were one of the first, I think, 5 camper bar conversions in the US. It's kind of part of like this group of founders who were all figuring out that we were doing the same thing at different times across the country. And so we converted a 57 Aladdin in 2016 into a mobile bar, and now we do garden to glass craft cocktail catering for events. We do a lot of corporate stuff, and it's a lot of fun.
And it's funny you glanced over the corporate thing, and the corporate jobs that you do I find absolutely fascinating. Doing it for Microsoft, and it's just sort of balls from there on.
Yeah, so I came from Microsoft. That was my previous career. I was a recruiter for university talent for the engineering side. And when you do that, you have a lot of competition for talent in the Seattle area. It's a huge tech industry kind of space. And so you're trying to constantly one-up the other companies with what you can for candidates. And so one of the things we would do is try to throw really fun parties. But I was really disappointed with the catering. I just found like, this is really unimpressive. There's a 6-foot table, a black tablecloth, and someone in a polo shirt serving beer out of a can. So I thought this could be done a lot better. And when I left Microsoft after I had my first son, I just decided, you know what, I just left this big fancy job that I worked really hard to get. And if there's any time to do something that's exactly what I want to do and just kind of like a Hail Mary toss and see what happens. This is the time. And then we, obviously had connections still at Microsoft, but actually I got some events but my first corporate event was actually Amazon. And so, being this huge tech industry, we have Facebook, we have, virtual reality companies. There's also a lot of like biometric companies. There's just a lot of companies that are looking to keep their employees happy and are competing for talent. And so one of the ways they try to keep employees happy is morale events, and that's where we come in.
Amazing. It sounds like you've done a really good job in getting those clients. Good work. And you sort of mentioned briefly earlier that you've been really busy in this new venture. So tell us about that.
Yeah, so in 2018, we spun off a simple syrup company from Happy Camper. From the start with Happy Camper, we've made and been garden to glass. So meaning that we're taking all fresh ingredients that we grow ourselves, turning to our bar program in all of our drink recipes. So my farmer, I'm a bartender, and we combined these powers to do Simple Goodness Sisters, which is drink syrups for cocktails or mocktails. We came out with like 4 flavors initially, added a 5th the same year, and then in the second year spun off a couple different sizes, introduced seasonal flavors, and went into wholesale in our local grocery stores. So when that started growing, we thought, we could really use a place where we could produce the syrups in-house, because we actually started out with co-packing, which in the food packing area is pretty unique. Usually people start like in their garage making small batches. And then when they feel they're ready, they go to a co-packer who can make like 1,000 at a time. We didn't have a garage setup to start with, and we thought what we have is a really great recipe, and so we can take that to a co-packer and make this a lot more efficiently. So we started out doing that, and then we decided, okay, now we want to be able to do smaller seasonal runs of things where we don't want to necessarily make 1,000 bottles at a time. We want to do that in-house. So we wanted to open up a production facility, and we also wanted to open up a tasting room, because the syrups we always find do so much better in sales at events. People can try them. Makes sense, right? Like, they're really delicious. You need to be able to try them. Kind of like a winery or a distillery would have. What if we had essentially a tasting room? And in order to do that in our state and in our county, we have to also offer food, because if you want to be able to open a family-friendly bar, which was our other goal, we knew that in our area, people needed a place to come with their kids where they could have a really good cocktail or a really good non-alcoholic drink, and their kids could hang out with them. That's just not here. You've got bars, and then you've got like restaurants that don't necessarily cater to both. So we wanted to combine all of these goals: family-friendly bar that's a tasting room where people can try the cocktails. And in order to do that, we figured out that we would have to have we have a full-on like restaurant on one side, and our production space is actually the side that I'm sitting in now, corner that we carved out to do video content for, our newsletter people and our opportunities like this. And then on the other side of me right now, we have a shipping station, and then past that we have our kitchen where we actually produce the syrups. The other side of this wall is our cafe and restaurant. So it's a modern day soda shop. Simple Goodness Soda Shop is all about reinventing soda shop American classics like floats and shakes, and doing it with a kind of boozy spin. So we have a full menu. You can add a shot to any shake. You can make our house-made sodas and mocktails, or you can make them into drinks. And then we have a farm-to-table sandwich menu as well.
Nice. God, there's a lot going on, but what you are mentioning is making drinks. So I'm going to hand it to make whatever it is that you're making. So fire away.
Okay, so I'm going to do a bourbon sour, because when I'm thinking about what to do for these kinds of things, sometimes it's like, I want to show what really represents our brand, or I want to show like this drink that I've been really into lately. This legitimately is just like my comfort drink, and I'm really tired from doing all of these things lately. So I wanted to make a drink that's really comforting, and it kind of shows what we do too. So bourbon sour, I'm going to start out with 3/4 ounce of my juice, and I always do fresh squeeze, always, gotta have the good flavor. And I do 1/4 ounce of lime juice and 1/2 ounce of lemon juice, because I like the kind of acidity balance that gives. And then I'm gonna add our lemon herb syrup. So I wanted to do this syrup today because it really represents what we grow on the farm. We're an herb and edible flower farm primarily, and we grow at least one ingredient in every syrup. So this one I like because we actually grow 4 of the ingredients in this syrup. It's got thyme, it's got sage, it's got rosemary, it's got the tiniest hint of lavender, and then lemon zest and lemon juice. So I'm gonna do a ½ ounce of that. I'm not a super sweet drinker, so like to find balance in a sour, that's what I go for, but you can go up to 3/4 of an ounce if you like. It's just not my thing. Next I'm gonna do Woodinville whiskey. It's 100% rye, and it's a local craft brand here in our area. And I actually know the farmers that grow the corn, so this is a whiskey that's kind of special to me. I've actually done an event in their barrel room before, which is on the farm where the corn is grown, and they're harvesting right now. So I like to, kind of give a little nod to the farmers behind the liquor that we enjoy. So the Omlin family grows this, and a friend of mine just accepted a job at their company too, so it's kind of fun. And then 2 ounces of that rye, and then just ice. So another thing that you can do with this, which I'm not going to do right now, but you can do a dry shake with your egg white. And I'm just going to go ahead and throw it into the shaker. It's not going to give me as much of a foam, but of course, if you want like a really, really strong foam on your egg white, you dry shake just the egg white with the liquor and syrup in your shaker first, and then you add ice and you do a second shake. Like I said, I'm not going to be that picky today. Comfort cocktail, doesn't need to be perfect. I'm just going to get our egg white in there. And then a nice long shake so that you can get that foam. This is a really stunning contest, I know. Nice long shape. Okay. Another thing about this is that I like to recommend to people who are making the drinks at home, a few at a time, or like tin. You can make a sour in a smaller shaker, and you'll have more action of the ingredients hitting the side of the shaker, and then you're also going to get a better foam from that. I'm so out of shape, guys. I'm so tired this morning. I'm like a little out of breath for shaking. How sad is that? Okay. I'm actually going to do a double strain here. I don't like a lot of ice in the sour because I want it to be super, super smooth. So that's why I'm going to double strain it. Comfort cocktail, super smooth, easy to sip, really delicious. And I love the spiciness that this 100% rye gives with the herbal finish of this syrup. Like the combination is just really dynamite in your mouth. And then we always like to show off our flowers. So these are marigolds, they're edible. They have a little bit of a peppery flavor, but honestly, I don't eat these like petal to petal because they're kind of bitter as well. It's just a pretty garnish, and you can do a toothpick in it or just rest on the side. Makes a lot of sense for this time of year because marigolds are actually a really important flower in Latino culture. It's like the flower that is used to honor lost souls at Day of the Dead. Dios de los Muertos. So cheers to everyone. Cheers to you, Dan. Actually really need this drink, so thanks for inviting me to do this.
Cheers. You've done well making a decent cocktail. It's still the morning for you guys over there, isn't it? And you're still exceptionally busy.
It is.
So well done. Cheers.
Yeah, it's 11 a.m. and yeah, we're seasonals, and we are only Thursday through Sunday. So I've only been, like tending bar and making sandwiches for 4 days straight. But of course, in your off days, you never have an off day. You're ordering and picking stuff up and
absolutely
scheduling and all that.
Absolutely. Well, I wish you the best of luck with the new venture. Tell us a bit about what life is like over there at the moment with COVID. Are you starting to come out the other side, or has there been more peaks and things shut down? What's going on?
So it's interesting because Seattle at large is, an hour away from where I live. I'm kind of in this rural community on the outskirts. So your attitude is different in those two spaces. We have lower case counts here in Pierce County where I am right now than we do like in Seattle. And I also think there's just a different mentality in a city where you don't have necessarily the same closeness between people. You might not know everyone in your apartment building, where in like a small town community, you have a little more of that like trust and faith that people are not going out if they're sick or having symptoms or whatever. So I think people can go out in masks with a little bit greater comfort level. But everyone, it's a mask mandated community right now. Just kind of universally followed.
Yeah.
We have a lot of restrictions on the hospitality industry right now. So Happy Camper Cocktails can't operate at all. We have weddings that are just now allowed. Again, you're allowed to have a wedding reception for up to 30 guests for I think up to 2 hours. But the issue kind of with me operating for clients is that our minimum that makes it worth it for us to pack up shop, make all the mixers, send out a crew, like it just doesn't make sense for that 30-person minimum. So
yeah.
I'm postponed right now. So all of our 2020 couples and clients got rescheduled to 2021. And we're honestly just hoping for the best that they get to keep their rescheduled dates at this point. And then in the restaurant side, we're at 50% capacity. So we have a 33-person capacity normally. So we can only have 16 people in the restaurant at a time. So things had to kind of compromise on the vision of how we wanted to open. We don't get to use all the beautiful glassware we purchased. Everything is in to-go containers. This really gorgeous craft cocktail in a plastic cup, but that's what we're doing because that's the hand that's been dealt.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, it's mad that you're getting it from both sides, really, as a fixed venue / restaurant. Also with the event side of things, it's funny to hear you say 30-person weddings, and it's exactly what we're going through at the moment, which is the reason why we started this around the world in 80 drinks. Just it's something to do. There's nothing to do, but I know you guys are absolutely slam busy with doing all sorts of different things. So I appreciate you guys coming on.
Yeah, totally. I mean, the move to digital, I think is going to be something that's going to stay for a long time. To work a lot more on that side of things. Like I am reaching out to brands and trying to figure out how we can partner and make recipes and consult on like social and videos and stuff, because I think that that's something that it's a like skill set that is really valuable for bartenders to have. And now we've kind of been forced to pick it up, and it's actually like a really great other potential revenue stream. So it's one of those things that like you probably wouldn't have done unless you had to, but then in the long run, we also restrictions is that people are super bored. So anything that they are allowed to do that feels safe to do right now, they want to do. So you would think that in this we're in a town of 470 people. It's a town that mainly operates on surrounding towns coming in to visit because we have other really great restaurants, or seasonal tourist traffic. And like our national park visitor traffic is through the roof this year. Like people are getting outside, they want to do stuff, even though it's starting to snow up in the mountains right now. It's freezing cold. Like people come in so cold, so bundled up, like so ready to relax after going hiking. And so October would have been a really crappy time to open, I think, without COVID, but because of COVID now, it's like people are excited to have something to do, and so they're coming to visit us as that activity, which is cool.
Absolutely, yeah, no, it's absolutely amazing. Look, we could carry on chatting, but we're pushing. Belinda, I just want to thank you so much for taking a bit of time out of your crazy busy set schedule. Thanks so much for coming on, everybody. It's Belinda.
Thank you. My kids are in the next room watching a movie. We're gonna make syrup after this, but it was totally something I wanted to do and spend time with you. So thanks for inviting us, Dan.
Absolute pleasure. Thanks again. Enjoy your drink pre-midday. Massive thank you for Belinda for joining us. She's got an awesome thing going on over there, and when all this is lifted, it would be awesome to get over there and see how she does it and maybe work a shift with her. That would be fun. Right, okay. So as I always say, just like and comment on our videos, please, if possible, if you are watching it, and let us know where you want us to go in the world. Let us know what drinks you want us to make. To help you, really. We want to take you wherever you want to go. So let us know. We've got stickers which we can send anywhere in the world. So if you want an around the world in 80 drinks sticker, please drop us a message. We'll post it to you for absolutely nothing, completely free. Stick it on your bumper, on your window, on your bar tools, whatever you want. Just drop us a message and we'll get it sent out. So I've been Dan Lakin. This is Around the World in 80 Drinks. Thanks for watching. I am done.